Hello and welcome to another Mod Spotlight for this week. Today's date is 12/2/2016, and Giant Software and Farming Simulator 17 has released another 6 mods for us to play with on this game. So without further ado, let me go ahead and hop in and show you guys the equipment. Alright, first thing we've got is a front loader. It's a brand new bell spike. This bell spike from Stoll, the large bell fork H, costs $850 with a maintenance cost of $5 a day. You do get to choose your own color on this bell spike, so you can make it whatever color you want. But what's really unique about this one is it can hold up to 4 bales at a time, because those 2 arms that are sticking up there at the top, you have the ability to lift and lower them. In comparison, the original bell spike, which can hold 1, 2 if you aim it just right, costs $600 and $5 a day. So for $250 more, you get a bell spike that you can pick up 4 bales at a time with. I think I'd go with the bigger bell spike right off the bat, just so I have that ability. It connects to any of the front loader attachments. Next, we got our cultivator. This particular cultivator, the HEVA 300 front Pakker, is $6,500 to purchase, $5 a day. And this one is really nice because this is a front attachment cultivator. So if you've got your 3-meter seeder that you start out Goldcrest Valley out with, if you sold your old cultivator and bought this one, you can attach this to the front and cultivate at the exact same time you're seeding. So you have your cultivator in the front of your tractor and your seeder in the back of the tractor. Now this cultivator also acts as a 1,200 kilo weight, so it can be used as a weight for front loaders and stuff. In comparison, it's comparable to basically your 2-3 meter cultivators right there. If you notice, it's cheaper price and it takes a smaller engine, smaller horsepower to operate. So I would get this one because it can be used in the front. Our plows, this is the best addition, I think, for plows. They made 3 different sizes here, the Jympa plows. They got the FS17, the FS9SR, and the FS11SR. You have a 3.6 meter working width, a 4.8 meter working width, and a 5.7 meter working width. Now, in comparison in price, the $45,000 for the largest of the plows, the 5.7 meter, is actually nice compared to the Lemkin or the Salford plows of $59,000 or $77,000. So price-wise, it's a really nice mod. The items are a lot cheaper. The other thing I like about them is they're a center mount plow. They mount to the back of the tractor right in the center instead of being offset to one side like the plows that originally came with this game. And the reason I like that is because it gives you a little more control over how you drive your tractors through the fields. You don't have to keep flipping the plows back and forth. Alright, next thing we've got is in the animals section. And it's all the way at the end. It is the Juno 150. This thing has a purchase price of $12,000, has a maintenance cost of $120 a day, and it works with the charging station. Now, the charging station, the reason it's nice is because the charging station makes $5 an hour. So in a day, it makes $120 a day. So by getting a charging station, it covers the cost of your Juno 150. Now, the Juno 150 is designed to basically be like a robotic street sweeper, to work back and forth in front of like feeding troughs. Now, the charging station is found in the placeables, and it costs $120 to purchase and has no maintenance cost. Now, the Juno does have a hidden inventory of 0, which is important to understand, so you know that you can set the Juno to unload here, so that way everything it sweeps up, it will put right back down on the ground. But in the feeding troughs, it will dump it into the feeding trough itself. Now under dollies, we've got the new Crampe Dolly 20 large. This is a tandem dolly, meaning it has 2 axles. It is a little more pricier because it's a more bigger item. You do have the ability to select standard or wide tires with this, and it has a maintenance cost of $10 a day. And our last item under miscellaneous is the Sauter fast coupler. Now this fast coupler, in all reality, it's cosmetic. It's there for decorations. There's no real use for this as far as I know. I haven't been able to find one. If you do find a use for this coupler, please drop a comment. Let me know what it is used for, because I would really love to know. But I've tried to hook this thing up to a couple of different types of equipment, and it doesn't work. Alright, so here we are with all the equipment purchased. As you can see, I got it lined up right here. Now you see I bought 2 of these here, right here. This is the original color, the black one, and then I bought this lime green one just to show you guys that you can change the color on this. Now these 2 stanchions at the top here, you see, are what go up and down to set it from 2 bales to 4 bales. Then we've got our front attachment cultivator right here. You can usually tell if it's front attachment or back attachment based off of how it lays on the ground when you purchase it. Back attachments will be up front like these plows are. Front attachments will be pointing towards the shop. So these plows here, you can see I bought all 3 sizes, and they do look quite lovely. I do like how they look. This here's our Juno robotic street sweeper. As you can see, the standard model has the emergency stop on the back, and this is the beacon model, has the flashing light on the back. Other than that, there's really no difference between the 2. I purchased them in 2 colors just so you can see that it is color changeable. And then here's the dolly with the 2 different size wheels. You've got the standard wheel and then the wide wheel setup. And I really do like the model of this particular dolly. I mean, they really went into detail with like the air hose connections or the electrical plug there. Although that's a little different than the electrical plug I'm used to with my tractor, but I'm guessing this is used in Europe somewhere. And then here is the Fast Connect attachment, which really doesn't serve any purpose. Alright, so let's try out this 4 bale spike here. I'm going to reach up and grab the top 4 bales off this stack and see how well we can transport them in. So line up, got the bars fully extended. There we go. A little top heavy there, but that's because I'm off center. But yeah, you see that? I'm able to lean them back. The only problem I've got is I didn't grab the bale in the center there. But look at that, I was able to move the 4 bales pretty easily. Now let's go ahead and pick up 4 bales with the bale spike and see how well this thing fares. Alright, so here we go. Regular bale spike, picking up 4 bales at a time. Got them up in the air, and I backed up too fast. Look at that. Right off the bat, already lost 2 bales. And now I can't see where I'm going because the bales are in front of me. But it's okay, I'll just jam it in anyways. Alright, so let's try out this big plow right here. Now, if you notice, it says lower cultivator when I hit the L1 button. That's just wording issue. It's actually a plow. As you can see, as soon as it went into the ground, it left plow marks. But yeah, let's go ahead and hire a worker here, and we'll let the worker do the job. And we'll see how, here in a second, we'll see how well the worker does when it gets to the end of the field and turns around. Because if you've used workers with the plows before, you know that they tend to miss a lot at the edge of the field. So let's see how this worker does. Alright, there we are. We're at the edge of the field now. And as you can see, it went all the way to the edge. Let's see how he starts off here on the next row. The worker's right now lining up. And looks like he's going to have a little bit of overlap, because it looks like he's still setting up as if he was running a bigger plow, one of the other plows, but that's okay. I mean, for the fact that the worker, I mean, look at that. The worker got all the way to the edge on the plow. I think that's worth the overlap on that plow, because it is quite annoying when you hire a worker to plow your fields and then you come back and you have to plow it yourself because it missed a whole bunch of spots. So yeah, the Jympa plows, I definitely give it 2 thumbs up. For the price, I think they could have cost a little bit more on the price, but at the same time, I think that style plow is a little bit cheaper too. I'm not sure. Now the Junos, you hop in, you've got to start your engine, and when you know your engine's running, because the little base there will start spinning, as you see, and then you can drive these things around just like any other vehicle, about the speed of conveyor belts. Now these have a range of 500 to 6,000 degrees is what it says. I'm not sure why they came up with degrees, but that's what they're using. And it starts off of the center. Now, for lining this thing up, I highly recommend you use the turn signals. So you use the same buttons you would to turn your turn signals on, and you get these little marks here so you can line it up right along the edge. And I'm using the curb here as just an example right now, showing you that act like that's a feeding trough. So what you would do is you would set your Juno up right in the center, and then set the distance you want it to go. So right now we're at a 500 degree distance, and then you just hire a worker. Now this piece right here, as far as I know, is pointless. It's more cosmetic than anything. But in the actual design, it's designed to where if something bumps into that, it's going to stop the machine and turn around. But there we are, 500 degrees, and you see it's reaching, almost the full length of the curb there. But you see how it just goes to one side and then backs up, goes to the other side and backs up. So now if we change it all the way up to 6,000 and turn the thing on, hire a worker, let's see how far this gets. Alright, there you go. It's slowing down here, telling me that it's about to hit the edge. So it ended up going 2 full light poles length in this parking lot, which is actually a pretty good distance there. And now it's turned around. It's just going to keep on running until it passes the original start point and goes beyond that. So that's how these things are operated. Now, I wouldn't recommend using 2 of these in the same feeding trough, because if they run into each other, as you can tell here, running into the one that's already running tends to cause it to go off course a little bit. And you don't want that. You don't want the Junos going off course, because then they'll start bumping into things, and then once they do bump into something, they just stop until that thing is out of the way. Okay, now for the cultivator, as you see here, I've got the seeder that we start the Goldcrest Valley map with on the back of this tractor here, and then I've got the cultivator in the front. Now for hiring a worker, this does not work, but remember that is considered a weight. So once the worker has figured out to drop the seeder properly, because it's fighting back and forth between the 2 attachments, it then acts as a weight, 1,200 kilogram weight for the whatever trailer you're pulling behind you. One more thing about the lay Junos is you have the ability to attach these things. So you hop in and you lift up the cover, and it gives you the connection points. Now these connection points can be attached to 3-point connectors. It can be attached to front end loaders, wheel loaders, telehandlers. So this is mainly just so you can transport the device around. Alright, so you just transport your Juno over, and then you hop inside, close your cover, and then you want to line up your Juno onto I use the caution marks as the best practice to try to figure out where to place the to line the Juno up so it goes straight back and forth. But once you get it lined up to where you want it, then you just drive it to the center of the food trough. You set up your distance. And then you hire your worker. Now, if you notice that it doesn't go the full distance of the food trough, or the feed trough, then all you gotta do is dismiss your worker, drive it back to the center, and change the distance up. So for the sheep farm and the cow farm, or sorry, the sheep farm and the pig farm, I would recommend using 750 or 1,000 for your distance. 750 is going to keep it within the yellow markers. 1,000, it's going to overlap just a little bit. But as you see, it just goes back and forth, back and forth. Now for the cow farm, I recommend setting it up to a 4,000 distance. But for lining up your cow farm, I still recommend you start off at one of the edges and then line it up and then drive back to the center. So that way you know you've got it lined up correctly. Now the lay charging station, you would think that you would have to put this somewhere in the path of the Juno, but I wouldn't recommend it because then you got a chance your Juno's going to run into it, and it doesn't need to be right next to it. This thing is just designed to basically make the money it costs to run the Juno, so the Juno becomes free. So I would go ahead and place it somewhere off to the side, somewhere else, like where I put it right here. And as you see, it looks a lot like a charging station that you would see in a parking lot for electronic cars. It's nothing really fancy to it, but it's going to sit there and make you $5 an hour. It's actually one of the cheapest, it's the easiest way to make money. $120, and in the first day it pays for itself. There's no other money-making device out there that's like that. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of these type of videos, subscribe so you can keep informed when I upload, and join my community on the PS4. Just go onto your PS4, go to communities and search, and type in Cat Trans Gamer just like it's typed up on the title of the channel, and you'll find my community and join. We'd love to have you guys. Till next time, bye.